Good afternoon, and welcome to Straight Talking with Kelly, where real conversations happen. This is where you'll meet some of the most talented, creative, and intelligent people who come to share tips, resources, and knowledge on various topics. My guests come from many industries that include education, music, television, theater, fashion, culinary arts, health and wellness, mental health, community advocates, and so much more. Join me in welcoming my guest, Lisa Bishop. Lisa is a leadership development consultant and executive coach. Welcome, Lisa.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Lisa, before we get engrossed in our exciting conversation, I'd like to read a little bit about your company, The Bishop Concept. It is a full service leadership development and firm specializing in small businesses, individual contributor and executive coaching, team building, workshop facilitation, motivational empowerment, diversity and inclusion, strategic planning, marketing and communications. Your business model is centered primarily on authenticity and providing services that are designed to empower, enlighten, and energize. You'll learn a little bit more about Lisa and how she provides these services that enlighten and energize her clients. But before we do, I'd like to walk down memory lane with you. So, Lisa, I remember many, many moons ago getting a phone call from you saying Stephanie Audrey referred you to talk to me about becoming an image consultant. But I remember you were also one of my volunteers with the American Heart Association and a donor and volunteer with my Prime and Prep program. And we've done quite a bit of other things over the years, especially our, I don't know, was it monthly, bi-monthly lunch dates that we would have?
We did, yeah.
Oh my God.
They were monumentally huge and 4 hours long.
And the food, oh my God. And the places, you would always come up with the places and the restaurants. I mean, we would go coastal rides, really beautiful spots, and I miss that because we haven't done it in a very long time.
Oh my goodness, wow. Talk about back down memory lane. I'm getting a little misty-eyed thinking about it.
honey. Now tell me about how Stephanie, how did that happen? Her referring you to me, how did that come about?
It came about from me being on a quest to become an image consultant and really wanting to dive into PR, and so many doors and windows being slammed in my face. I would reach out to people, I would send them information, I would tell them I had seen them, and really wasn't getting anywhere. And I had a conversation with Stephanie about it, and she says, I know the perfect person for you to meet. That's Kelly Armstrong. Give her a call and tell her that I referred you. Not only did you give me time, you gave me a couple of hours. Then from the couple of hours, we met. And then from there, you gave me my first PR opportunity with Hearts in the Black community, with American Heart Association, which was wonderful. It gave me exposure. It gave me credibility. It gave me the opportunity to be able to, dive into my passion at that time, which was definitely PR. And I can never thank you enough for that. It was awesome.
But you know what? And it wasn't just Heart in the Black community too. Remember, you also partnered with me when I partnered with the Oakland office when we did the Women in Heart Disease.
That's true. Wow.
That conference. And remember, that was their very first conference on heart disease. And I remember that, I can't think of that doctor's name over in Oakland right now, that really
the first African-American doctor in heart disease, cardiovascular. Yeah, that was huge. It was really huge. It was a transition that was going on. And I was super excited because, I got to do the entire conference, from the brochures to the conference setup to the meal planning, everything, the nuances, getting the radio, getting TV involved. I've also developed relationships as a result of that, as a result of connecting with you. And you're such a dynamo when it comes to connecting people. So I'm really grateful. Then there was also the Grammys.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's when
Yeah,
I was actually a board of governor with the Recording Academy. That's right. You helped us. I don't remember it was a Grammy in the Streets event.
right,
You
exactly.
definitely, so you have been a big part of my little journey, haven't you?
Yeah, well, you've been a major part of my journey, so it's really cool.
Oh,
Just being in the right place at the right time, somebody believing in you, opening up the door, taking a minute to pause to listen. It's like, what is this little child talking about? And I would go on and on and on, and then you would do that same laugh that you have right there. But you listened. Not only
yeah,
did you listen, you said, let's do this. You got it.
yeah,
Here you
yeah,
go.
yeah. Oh,
And
well,
then
you
I
know
would
what?
check
Because
back in. Mhm.
yeah, but I knew that you had talent, you were persistent, and you didn't just come asking for help. You came with the goods. Kelly, this is what I can do. And you showed me. So I was like, you know what? I need the help. Let's make this happen. So I was very fortunate with working with you because you had mad skills. And I didn't have to look over your shoulder, and I didn't have to, Lisa, did you do this? You dotted all your I's and crossed all your T's. So that made it easy for me.
Oh,
And
I
then
love it.
Antoinette
Thanks.
was actually my secretary at the time. She
Hmm.
was like, oh, that Lisa is a dynamo. And, the simple fact that with Primed and Prep, so you and her became good friends. So
Yes,
it's just an
yes,
amazing journey
yes,
how, the connections do grow and spread, and they
they
just keep
do.
getting better and better.
They do. They do. Wow. Thank you for that walk down memory lane. I'm a little misty eyed,
Wasn't
some of
that
the things that
wonderful?
we forget. Yeah, it was incredible. Yeah. It's like, wow.
Yeah, because I had totally forgot about the Grammys, that you were part of that as well. So Lisa, now tell me, where were you born and raised, and what schools did you attend?
I was born here in the Bay Area, and I went to Golden Gate University.
Okay, nice, 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 nice. Now, I remember you telling me that when you were a little girl in elementary school, you knew you wanted to be a boss. When you grew up, how, a little girl like that, I mean, how did the impetus of that happen? How did you come to that realization that I want to be big cheese on campus?
Hmm. Hmm. So, and there's my siblings. I'm the oldest of the siblings with my mom. And when you're an Army brat, you have to travel quite a bit, and you never stay any place very long. And if you want to be able to meet people and have friends and make connections, you have to
Mhm.
know how to communicate with folks. You have to know how to say hello, introduce yourself, and have an assertive quality about yourself that says, hey, here I am, I've arrived. What's your name? Let's play.
Right.
You got something, I got something, let's make this happen. And then also too, I also used to go to the penny store, the penny candy store, me and my sisters, and then we would take our allowance money, and they would spend their money, I would take mine, and I would resell it back to them and to the friends at the swimming pool, at the places where we played sports and games and all of that. So I was an entrepreneur way back. I'd have a lemonade stand. Of course, my lemonade always had to have lavender or something extra over the top that was involved with it. But still, it was a thing. Our next door neighbor was a policeman, and he made me get a permit in order to have my lemonade stand. So I've kind of gone through some things as a
Oh
child.
my, wow. And how old were you about?
6 or 7.
Wow, that is amazing. That is
Hmm.
amazing. So
Hmm.
now, what has your journey been like becoming a boss? And, what were some of the steps after that little girl took? What did you do?
I kind of went full blaze, wherever I went. Sometimes you meet people and they have a presence, or there's an energy that's about them and you can't quite explain what it is. It either
Mhm.
ignites you or it frightens you, right? And so depending on who you are and if you can handle it, it's sunshine. And so I like to think of it igniting souls to do their very best and inspiring them to want to do more than they want to do.
Wow, that's beautiful. And that's definitely takes a talent to be able to do that. And one of the things that I know about you, you definitely observe.
Hmm.
You observe, very detail oriented, taking notes, and you are a note taker, baby. Whether it's whether it's mentally or where you're physically writing, it's like, you definitely you got to capture it all. You're not
Yeah.
one to just let it slide by. It's like, nope, I got to capture this. And, because you're going to use it later, right?
That's absolutely right. Every situation is a teachable moment in some sort, form or fashion. There was times where you think you're Billy Badass and you can do anything and everything and the world is yours and everybody else is not up to speed with you. To hell with them, and you just keep on blazing through it. And you quickly learn that is not how you get along. That's not how you want to be in the world, and that's not how you showed up. And it's certainly not how you were raised. So you gather all of those nuances from the things that you were taught to the things that you're learning and the things that you aspire to be. You sort of put them all together and create a persona that encapsulates who you are as a person. And if you can be authentic with it, it comes across, and anybody who knows you will say, this is who she is. Yeah, she's like that all the time. Yes. Does she ever turn it down? Yeah. Sometimes, but this is who it is. Yeah.
And you know what? And you're also very inclusive. You like to bring people along, and that's why you're a coach, because you do like to bring people along. So now, speaking of coaches, talk to me about the Bishop concept and the services as a leadership development coach, and how you serve your clients. Tell me a little bit about that.
Believe it or not, that was created when I was 13 years old, talking
Is that
to
right?
my father, having conversations and talking about how he was going to be the CEO of a company and I was going to be the president, and he would have a secretary for every day of the week. And I would run the business because I'm bossy like that. And that's what, I could do that. He just wants to collect the checks. So that was always kind of a running joke. But anyway, the business came about from all my years in corporate nonprofit, different organizations, and sort of taking the best of each of those nuances and put them into a pocket that suits me as a person, as an individual, as a professional, and how I can share my gifts with the world. And in doing so, that's where the empowering comes from. Yes, you can do it. Yes, you have the ability. Yes, you matter. Yes, you belong here. Yes, you can have a seat. Yes, there's no barriers in terms of what you can do, where you can go, and where you can be, and what you can have when you're dealing with me and my trainings and such. And I really enjoy seeing the best in people come out by helping them to realize that they do matter, that they are important, and that they can be empowered in any situation.
Wow, that's beautiful. And you know what? And I know that because of the self-esteem work that I've done over the years, is that when you can empower a person and give them that okay, that yes, you can.
Yes.
Girl, you open a whole new world for people.
You do. That's what you did for me. And I said, I want to keep that circle moving because that's what exists. For every 10 people who slam the door in my face, I want to provide 200 more with the option that they can, they will, and it's open to them. The possibilities are endless. People just need an opportunity and a chance.
And you just recently worked with Jackie's program with the National Black Women's Association, empowering those young women. And so I'm sure that had to be gratifying.
Totally. I really enjoyed that. The participants were engaged. They were lively. They wanted it to go on. They embraced the information. And that says something. Because there's many times, and especially on a Saturday, you could be doing anything. Okay.
Yeah. And you definitely put some time in with these young women. And I just know that when you teach people stuff that they don't know, sometimes basic stuff.
Yeah.
And when you give them that awareness, and then all of a sudden, the next time you see them, that next, workshop, you can see where they put to work what you told them that first time.
That's the best testimony that you could possibly have, because they're dialed in, they're paying attention, they're absorbing the information, and it's readily usable right now. Yeah. And not just professionally, but also personally. So it's sort of subliminal, and it stays with you for a period of time, and it makes you smile. And, every now and then, I think one of the best things that I hear from some of my mentees is, my coach says, da, 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 da.
That's beautiful. That is so awesome.
Yeah, I like that.
That is awesome. So I know you consult with leaders and decision makers. You do one-on-one coaching with individuals. When is it a good time for an individual to seek a coach?
When they're stuck, when they feel like they're at a crossroads, when they're trying to make a professional decision about which direction. Do I stay here where I'm treated unfairly, where I feel like my life is being absorbed or sucked out of me and I don't have anything more to give? I don't feel like I'm part of the team. I'm not being included in that sort. Or do I go to this next place where the same thing may happen also too?
Yeah.
So there's things that are happening. We have background stuff that sort of whatever is happening in the background often dictates how we move forward or how we show up.
Yeah.
And just because you're not doing it right now doesn't mean that you're not going to do it. It might mean you need to reset. It might mean you need to take into consideration other options or avenues, or maybe you need to just put it into bite-sized chunks and pieces. So let's just focus on what we can do this week, next month, in the next 3 months, or next year. And when you present it that way, one, it gives people a chance to see that there's light at the end of the tunnel. B, it gives them tools so that they can focus in a way that's palatable and that they can digest during that time. If you're stressed and everything is falling around you, the last thing that you need is for somebody to tell you what they think you need to do.
Okay.
No, you need to do what's working for you, provide these options and opportunities, and then maybe you take a sip, maybe you take a gulp, maybe you take a swallow, but you don't need to gag.
I like that.
When there's a tendency for different personality types, especially when you're stressed, to tell you how you should be doing something or how they would do something. Well, God bless you. And that's great. And I'm happy that it works for you that way. But this is me. This is my situation. This is what I'm dealing with. And this is how my sky is falling. I need to get up on the sidewalk. No, I can't see the grass and I can't see the trees and I can't see the stars and I can't see the moon. I can't see anything. Can you just help me? How do I get back on the sidewalk?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different things. So it's not therapy, it's coaching. Coaching allows the participant to make the choices and the decisions about what it is that they want to do through awareness and goals.
Yeah. So you're like a sounding board where you allow them to actually hear themselves.
Basically. Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Well,
so now I know that you were a client with the Solano Small Business Development Center, but you also became a business advisor with them. Am I correct on that?
You are.
Okay. And you also were an adjunct professor at the University of Phoenix in Livermore.
And Oakland.
Okay, see what I'm talking about? What are some of the things about teaching that you like?
I don't necessarily, maybe teaching it for me is a different word, and I think of different things when I think of teaching. I'm a facilitator.
Okay.
To me, a teacher is like a manager. They tell you what you need to do. Follow this 1, 2, 3, ABC exactly in this order. Don't skip over anything and don't color outside of the lines. Well, I like to color outside of the lines and I like all kinds of colors. In fact, I believe the world is a kaleidoscope and nothing is one-dimensional and certainly not people. And when you are instructing or training adults, our attention span is about 30 seconds long, if that long, right? And so you have to capture our attention by providing information that we can use, by including us in the process so that we can participate and making it palatable. And because I learn like that, that's my preference and that's my choice. So I don't necessarily think of myself as a teacher as much as a facilitator. Here's some information I want to share with you. Hear me out. Here's the great big picture. We're going to take it and put it into chunks and pieces. You're going to get a chance to do something. I'm going to get a chance to do something. I'm going to share some information with you. You're going to share some information. You guys are going to work together and we're going to collectively, come out with something. At the end of this, you're going to get a certificate or a degree. How's that sound?
Succinct.
Right.
All right, facilitator.
So my classes at University of Phoenix were always full, always loud, always a lot of laughter. And yeah, I've got great testimonials from administration from there. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Wow. So now I'd like for you to talk about your authentic moments affirmation cards, because I remember I actually own some of those, and your journal. You also have a journal.
I do. I do.
When I look at those affirmation cards, it makes me think of Louise Hay. You know how we both love her.
Yes, you introduced me.
And she was my first introduction. Isn't that pretty?
Okay, so this is kind of one of the bags that the authentic moments affirmation cards come in.
Okay.
And there are 24 cards. They're all colorful. They have sayings on the front and on the back.
Like, read one of the sayings for me. Read one of the sayings.
So you're supposed to shuffle the cards and then randomly pull 3 cards blindly. And so this first one, can you see it? Is it coming across on the screen?
It is, but it keeps going in and out because of the...
Oh, because of the glare?
Right.
Well, it says calmness is often overlooked in the midst of chaos. You want me to read that one more time? Calmness is often overlooked in the midst of chaos. Yes. And the back of the card says, you are a powerful human being capable of overcoming anything, but you must recharge your senses before you can manifest clarity.
Nice. Now you said 3, so I want 2 more, because I'm gonna pretend like these are my cards, that you're picking these for me.
Can you see this?
Okay, what does it say on the front?
I breathe in peace and harmony in everything I do.
Okay.
Nice. I breathe in peace and harmony in everything I do. Reflections of my life, opportunities, and experiences only create abundance.
Nice. Read that one again.
Reflections of my life, opportunities, and experiences only create abundance.
Nice.
Quench your desires.
Nice. And I see the little droplets.
Yeah. This is a succulent, and the water drops are sort of falling from it. And the back of it says, and watch it bloom.
Nice.
Quench your desires and watch it bloom. So briefly, these cards were created after I had a divorce, and I was feeling sorry for myself and kind of out of sorts and didn't know what to do. I was on my way to the grocery store and wound up on an airplane going to Hawaii.
Oh, wow.
I had on a sundress and flip-flops and a big hat and my computer. And I was walking on the beach crying into the ocean, saying to God, I really want to sit in that cabana over there so I could just write in my journal and just soak up the sun and love this ocean. And as if the universe heard me, this couple left the cabana and the hands went out like this. There were no words exchanged between us. And I sat at that cabana. You usually have to pay to sit in those cabanas.
Okay.
Nobody charged me anything. And then the little pool boys kept bringing over drinks, and it was wonderful. I feverishly started writing in my journal, and I couldn't write fast enough that I picked up my laptop and I had to type, because as you know, when you get an epiphany of any sort, you kind of almost have to act on it immediately, because if you don't, it goes away. And so that became my journal for that period of time. And from that journal came my affirmation cards, and they are called Authentic Moments. And you can purchase them online at thebishopconcept.com.
Oh my goodness.
Along with my journals.
Story.
Here's one of the journals. So there's 3 different colors, and they say Authentic Moments. And it just, shares some insight, and they're designed to inspire you throughout the day and provide you with moments of authenticity. They're a great companion to be used in conjunction with the affirmation cards, which are called Authentic Moments.
That is so beautiful. What a great story in terms of how that you turned that adversity into a business venture.
Right. That's exactly what happened.
That's a genuine entrepreneur, baby.
That's how the Bishop concept actually came into being.
That is amazing.
Full
So
circle.
to all of these ladies out there, if you're in the midst of a divorce, know that there is light at the end of that tunnel, right? If you choose it to be.
If you choose it to be, you have to remember who you are. You got to get centered. When I was able to just purge and put everything literally into the ocean. So my salt and the tears, and remember, salt cleans wounds.
Yes.
So go ahead and cry. Don't hold that stuff in. Let it out. And, the possibilities are endless.
Girl, that was beautiful. Do you hear me? I love it. I love it. And I'm sure it's going to enlighten someone out there. It's going to touch someone deeply. And who knows what that inspiration will be for them. And hopefully they'll be able to jot you a note thanking you for it.
There you go. Exactly. And I do retreats. So if you guys have girlfriend retreats in exotic locations, you want to book me.
Okay, there you go.
We work on that. And I have a workshop, which is actually called Discover Your Authenticity. And it's a 21-day challenge that involves doing these affirmation cards along with journaling. And it is insightful, enlightening, empowering, and energizing for all participants.
Helping people get connected with the real them.
With the real them,
that's where that authenticity comes in.
That's where it comes
in. Empower, energize. Yes. Go ahead and say the three.
Enlighten. Empower, energize, enlighten. Yes.
There you go.
Those are your authentic moments. Yes. You need that charge, but you do have to rest. So self-care is important. Yeah. You got to do that first before you can do anything else, or either you burn out.
Yeah. Yeah. So Lisa, now looking back over your career and your life, I'd like for you to name 3 people that have inspired you.
My grandmother.
Okay.
Kelly Armstrong. Stephanie Archery. Okay. Yeah, I probably have a dozen, but that's in my top 3.
Okay, tell me about your grandma. I love grandmas because I'm a grandma now.
Amazing. Like that old Bill Withers song, Grandma's Hands. Her hands sparked everything that was right in the world. The possibilities, the sky is the limit. She was beautiful. She looked like Dorothy Dandridge. She didn't have a great education, but she was smarter than anybody that I know on the planet.
Okay.
She was insightful. She was entrepreneurial. She was a badass. Yeah, okay. She was sort of the impetus of all things of who I am as a person. Yeah.
Did she get to see you as an adult?
She did get to see me as an adult.
Nice.
She passed right before I bought my first home, but I had pictures so that she could see them. Yeah, she got to see me as an adult. Yeah, we had great times. Yes, our tea parties turned into tea with a little brandy.
And your home was so beautiful with that big old baby grand piano, all them white walls. I said, Lord, look at this girl, just beautiful.
Thanks,
off by that golf course. I was just like blown away. It's like, you know what, but that's Lisa. So it's like, you know what? Don't be surprised, okay?
Don't be surprised. There we go.
So now, Lisa, what would your 9-year-old Lisa say to the grown-up Lisa today? What do you think she would say to you?
Oh, that's so funny. I remember having this conversation briefly before. When I was little, I really had this amazing doll, and her name was Velvet. Velvet was a doll that there was a button in her head, and you push the button and her hair would go short.
I remember her.
And then if you pulled it out, her hair would go long. So 9-year-old Lisa would say, "You look like Velvet." Yeah, she would be really proud. Yeah. I liked powerful women as a child and admired them. I remember when HBO first came out, and I was still a little girl, and my sisters and I went to spend the night at my grandmother's house, and we got to see Superfly on HBO, but we didn't know what it was all about. Okay. And I remember that woman that got in the bathtub, like he put her in the bathtub and all the steam was coming off of her beautiful caramel skin. And I thought,
that was
when
Sheila.
I grow up, I'm going to do just like that. So yeah.
Lord have mercy. I am loving the Superfly reference.
Yeah. So there was that. And then there was mahogany, you know, mahogany. And also, I can't remember the name of the, no, that was mahogany. Is that the one where she had the alderman?
Yes, Billy D.
Yes,
Williams.
with the well, okay. Well, I had a similar situation, and I'm not going to go into details about it, but I had a similar situation, and it is pretty funny. And actually, Stephanie was with me when that
Okay.
happened. So, yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. You know what? And I think I know about that. That was in LA. I remember that. We won't go there.
Yeah, we're not going there. Yeah.
But when you talked about velvet, you brought back memories for me with my Chatty Cathy doll. Do you remember Chatty Cathy or no?
I don't. I know Chatty Cathy from my trainings. And it's
Okay.
someone that I mentioned that is a personality type that we all know Chatty Cathy's, myself being one.
Okay.
And, you know, when you need to curtail a Chatty Cathy, and one of the things that you can do with a Chatty Cathy is just say wait, which is an acronym for why am I talking? That's what I know of Chatty Cathy.
Oh, I love it. Well, Chatty Cathy was a talking doll. Just
Okay.
cute as she can be, had little buck teeth. I love that. I love that little doll. So when you talked about velvet, it's like, okay, I got to talk about my Chatty Cathy. That is so beautiful.
Oh,
So Lisa,
wow.
what are you looking forward to in this new year of 2023?
I'm looking forward to impacting lives that help people see how amazing they are on the inside and how much more they have to offer, and giving themselves permission to authentically be themselves at work and at home.
Oh, that is so beautiful. So as we wrap up, is there anything else you'd like the listening audience to know in terms of how they can get a hold of your affirmation cards, your journal? Can you give them your website or maybe a private one-to-one coaching? So how can they reach you?
You can certainly reach out to me. My website is www.thebishopconcept.com. If you want to book a complimentary consultation with me for 30 minutes, there is a complimentary consultation button. Just click on it and it will send me a message and also let you know the times that I'm available. Be happy to connect with you there. You can also purchase my affirmation cards and journals online, same spot, www.thebishopconcept.com. I also have a podcast. And so if you're interested in being a guest or have a topic that you would like me to share, I'm open to that. If your organization, your group, or you individually would like to have a training or a coaching session with me, definitely reach out. I'm here, I'm available. Look forward to connecting with you authentically.
That is so beautiful. Absolutely. So Lisa, I want to say thank you again for taking out the time to be on Straight Talking with Kelly, where real conversations happen. It has been such a pleasure laughing, walking down memory lane, and then having you share your expertise with the audience. So we definitely have to do this again.
Look forward to it. It's been my pleasure. A lot of fun. Thank you. Thanks for having me. I feel honored.
Absolutely. So to my listening audience, thanks again for joining us on Straight Talking with Kelly, where real conversations happen. Make sure you subscribe, share, and I'll see you next time.